Okay, so let's make sure that we're all on the same page here. So 120 was the derivative of inverse trig functions that you need to memorize for mini quiz. 2 of those are going to be fill in the blank. 4 of those will be matching. So if you didn't mark down which 2 you need to be able to write out from scratch, please make sure you check with me. We did 10 of the mock exam questions for the people who are not there. You don't have to put those answers in Google Classroom or AP Classroom yet, but those of you that did the mock exam, hopefully you had time to get those in. And then what I would like to do next, where I want us to get some practice in. Again, I'd love for you to spend more time on the mock exam, and we will spend some more class time on it, but that is all we're going to look at it today, because that would be a waste of time for some people if they take a mock exam. If I'm not giving you enough class time to look at it and try them out and all that kind of stuff, remember you're welcome to stop by any day during advisory, any day Tuesday through Friday, as long as I'm here. That is always an option for you. So finally, what I'd like you to move on to is the circuit you picked up, 121. And this one should be an easy circuit for you because this is just over integrating definite integrals. So these are certainly by hand, not with the calculator. And so 2 of the things that we needed to review, I feel like, before the AP exam, again, based on how you guys do on some of these other questions, I may pick some other skills to review as well. But just integrating, and then of course using that to do U substitution. U substitution is probably the most points, or at least the second most points, that you can earn on the AP exam. So being very good at U substitution is going to be important. But this circuit today is not even on U substitution. It's just integrating. And honestly, I'd like you to kind of focus on speed on this one. Again, these, especially the first few questions, should be very quick. So if you would, go ahead. I didn't time myself. I worked it out yesterday, but I think I did the whole thing in like 20 minutes or something. So it's not crazy long, even though there's more questions. But if you guys would please start on it so we can talk about the ones that you're struggling with and get you past that so that you can finish it up before you guys leave. I don't intend for that to be homework, but you need to move forward on that. and then I will interrupt you in about 5 minutes to see if there's one that I can help with.
What's the number of pages for?
Yeah, so you're supposed to be straight on the balance, but look at the balance. If it's from 354 to 354, then you should know,
Zero.
yeah, then you should know the answer anyway. So they purposely made it something that you couldn't integrate.
Okay.
Okay, that was 5 minutes, so I want to make sure that we all got the same first answers, and then if you got hung up on one of those, I can help you while everybody else moves on. So I got your second, I got an answer of 9 for number 1. So that put box 2 here. Box 2, you got an answer of what? 26. I got the same thing. I'm going to just share the first few, and then any of those you struggled with, I'll go back and answer. So 26. Okay, and bottom of the back page was box 3. And this one had an answer of what? -3. I agree. Number 4 is up here, and he had an answer of -6. Number 5 is right here, and he had an answer of -1. Did y'all get further than that? Okay. One more. So 6 should be on the first page. And that one you got an answer of what?
1.
Okay, I agree with that. And that's about where most people are at. Okay, so if you're good with those, keep on going. As I said, most of these should be pretty quick and to the point, unless you have forgotten something. In that case, you need to slow down and relearn it. But if you're struggling with one of those, that means you're going to struggle with something else on the rest of this anyway, because it's going to be similar stuff. So of those first 6, which ones would you like to see worked out? Is there any of the first 6 questions that you need help with that you would like me to work out with you? Okay. Then I'm going to get out of your way again for another 5 minutes so you can get another handful of questions done. I'm also going to put this up. I don't know, I don't mind sharing this a bunch of times. So this may not be relevant to you yet because most of you haven't finished scoring. But this is the year that they gave the mock exam. This was the scoring cutoff. But only after you do all the multiple choice questions, figure out how many you got right, multiply it by 1.2, plus all of the points you earned from the FRQs, will you have an idea of your score there.
What year was this? 2022?
I think this was 21. The international 2021, I think. But you can see this year, the cutoff for a 3, that out of how many points?
I don't know what's the total.
That's what I'm asking you.
1.2 times 45. However many FFP points there are.
54.
There's 108 points total.
That's a 39.8%.
Right. So 40% that year was enough to get a 3. Just barely. But to get a 5, getting 69 of the points out of that, that's like a 64%. Got you a 5 that year. Percent. That's why we curve all of your tests. If we never give you guys hard questions, then these AP questions just seem too insanely difficult. But at the same time, you don't need to make a 90% on the AP exam to get points. But also keep in mind, for those of you that didn't do the mock exam, usually students think it's harder to get points from the FRQs. So don't be overconfident in your score based on how you're doing on multiple choice. And I'll go one step further. hopefully I won't scare you too much. But 2-3 years ago, the year that we were virtual and hybrid and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
I had one student who took the mock exam, got a low 4, then didn't worry about calculus, worried about his other AP tests, and ended up with a 2 on the real one.
No.
So
Oh my god.
you can't blow it off. Now that's a pretty extreme example, but that's what happened to him. So because sometimes some of these you may have just guessed right, which is fine. You can guess some right on the real one too. But
Yeah.
if you're getting lucky on the questions that are being asked and you're getting lucky on the ones that you're guessing on, you may not be lucky on the real one like that. So
Oh my gosh. X equals 1.
okay, I'm setting a 5-minute timer now, so I will actually let you get a few done without distracting you. Hi, this is Mr. Townsend. I saw that I'd missed a call from you earlier. Yes, I had second lunch. Okay, thank you. Bye. There's also, sorry, I know I keep promising to stop bugging you, but if you Google search like score predictors, I think there's quite a few websites where you can say like,
Yeah.
I think I will get this many multiple choice right, and then maybe this many points on the first FRQ, second FRQ, and it gives you a prediction on where you think you'll fall. So. And I'm sure those exist for your other AP classes too. So.
Zero was this one. So then it's not 2 x. Well, the absolute value stays just 1x. It just stays on x. Maybe it's like this. I'm looking at it. Okay. And the answer's still the same. So it does not exist. And then what's the answer? Wait, what are the... Maybe use geometry. least you are in the curve. That's what I have on both sides. This is 0. Right? Oh, wait, 4. It's gonna be 0. 'Cause you have to. That's negative, right?
Okay, let's check a few more. So last we left off, we all knew that this was going to be box 7.
Or left, right.
And for this one, you should have gotten an answer of 10.
So 16.
Everybody check that?
10.
I will. I can go back to that one. But I want to check a few first.
Yeah.
So number 8.
2s. Yes.
Number 8 was on the bottom of page 2. And you got an answer of,
2.
okay, I got the same thing. Number 9, I got on the bottom right of page 3. I really like this question. You got an answer of,
0.
so this looks like a trig derivative, right? But it's not 1. But it didn't matter because from 3 pi over 4 to 3 pi over 4, it's not opening up. There's no area to be had. But that one makes you do a double take there. So number 10. It's right here. Anybody get an answer on that one?
16.
Very good. 16.
That's all we have.
Okay. So somebody asked for number 7, so let me work that one out first. And then any of these others up through 10 that you need help with, I will give you a chance to speak up. Otherwise, keep on going, please. Okay, for question 7, what I did is, and this was optional, but it makes your life easier. Do you recognize this as one of the trig identities you're supposed to know? Sine squared of an angle plus cosine squared of an angle is 1. So if you think to make that change from Pythagorean identity, then integrating this just becomes u. Plug in 3 the first time, plug in -7 the second time, subtract those, and that's where the 10 comes from. If you don't change that to a 1, then it's going to be pretty tough to do. Is that enough for that one? Okay, what about 8, 9, or 10? Any of those other?
Number 10.
Number 10? All right, the thing about number 10 is you could either A, rewrite this as a piecewise function, which sounds like way more work than it needs to be. But because, now notice there's 2 stars here. When I got to this question, I had to go back to the directions on the first page, and the 2 stars, 2 asterisks say you may need to use geometry. So what I did was I thought of this graph. Absolute value of x is a parent function that we should know. And then we are trying to find from -4 to 4. And remember, integration can be thought of as area under the curve. So I did this area. It's a triangle, 1/2 base times height, and got 8. Plus this triangle, which is the exact same dimensions. So also 8. So together, the area from -4 to 4 for that graph would be 16. So think of the graph. Okay, any of the others from the first 10? Okay. Let's aim for 5 more minutes.
Wait, so you take wiring at all of this? Oh wait, what? Wait, what? One second. You get 13. I can't figure out the math. I told you that. Yeah, I missed the one I drew. Yeah, I just saw 2.5. 13. Okay, where's 13? Okay, yeah. Draw motion. You like that? Like, would it be all of this? Or would it just, like, this was yours? So it'd be 2, 30? I got 24. Wait, cause this is 12. And the top is also 12. The top is from 2 to 8. The top is, cause if you plug 6 in. 6 and 4. Wait, what? No, because this is from 2 to 8. Cause if you plug in 6 into the functions, you get 6 plus 2 is 8. Like, if you plug in.
Oh, that's not.
Because the Wi-Fi is 8, so the high is 8. And then 2
Like 6 times
6 is 36 times 2 is 18.
18 plus 12.
So this is one of the trig identities that you need to memorize. Sine squared of an angle plus cosine squared of an angle is equal to 1. That's the most common identity. So if you change all of that to 1, then it's easy integration of this. But they will affect you with that.
That's fine.
Nope.
We're stuck.
Well, I graphed this, so you could just plug in some
I
random
was
values
just-
of the like,
No, I just sent it to Ryan, I was too scared of trying to do more of it.
Yeah, but
So if you sketch that, you're gonna see half of the circle. So 1/2 pi r squared is, you know, so what the
I can do all that in my head.
Okay. Or you can draw it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm gonna draw it, but I also can't draw it.
So the best I did, or the most useful is if you recognize that equation as a semicircle. If you don't, then you just gotta like plug in t is 0, plot the point, t is 1, try to plot the point, t is 3, plot the point, and then you figure out the
Think about graphing it, because I'm thinking about it as.
Yeah, there's several of these that you need to sketch a graph for to see. Okay, right here though, this -1, where it is, doesn't shift the graph down 1, it's gonna shift the graph right 1. So that's,
Shit, well, I still.
Yeah, I'm gonna do.
Oh, I can do that.
okay.
Is it?
Because of these absolute value signs, it complicates it more than that. You can't do it that way. Cause you're just pretending like there's no
It
answers.
is.
all
Here,
you're
look,
saying.
look, look, look. It's what?
Remember on the last one I did up here, how I graphed the derivative of x? It's just
Yeah.
a z graph? Well, this -1 is just gonna shift it right
Okay,
one.
wait.
So if you sketch that graph,
Oh my
there's gonna
gosh,
be
it's
some
really
area
cute.
from 0 to 1, and then there's gonna be another triangle from 1 to 6.
Okay, wait.
Okay, so trying to move you along a little bit here, making sure the next few are okay. This is what we had decided was number 11, and I got an answer of 13. Again, I'm happy to work it, but let's check a couple more.
That's really important.
Question 12. Zoom out. Question 12, I also drew a graph for, ended up with an answer of 30. Very similar, question 11 and question 12 basically have similar setups, just different looking graphs. And then maybe one more. Number 13 is on the top right of the front page.
Are you sure it's not? Because this is 30. Oh, yeah, I see. 9 pi. Yeah.
And this one ended up being 9 pi over 2, or 4.5 pi is how they wrote it. So, of those, which ones would be most beneficial to see worked out? 11 through 13. Try to get 2 more questions done, please, and then I will recap where you need to be by Thursday. I'm going to make sure we're all in the same place.
Something's off. It's just 4 pi over 2. No, just copy that again. Because it's just this. I know it's not the whole thing. It's just this. Oh. So it's 4 pi. Yeah. Wait. Pi r squared. 16 pi. It is. So 4 squared is 16 times 5 is 65. Divided by 4. Divided by 4. So it's a. Yeah, it's quarters. Just 4 pi. Yep. There's 22 pi.
Okay, so if time permits, we will come back to this circuit and I will ask you to finish it. However, you do not need to do it for homework yet. Of course, if you are feeling like this is good practice, then doesn't gonna hurt you to do it before I require you to do it. But if you look down on the homework, the 118 where we took notes on the 2022 Live Review 3, the video we watched is what I'm gonna ask for next class, or you can turn it into Google Classroom now. I won't be asking for the survey yet. You need to make sure that you study handout 120 for the mini quiz. And also don't forget the Delta Math quiz, test, whatever you want to call it, that we are allowing you to do outside of class to give us one more day of classroom review time. I think that's due at like 11 on Friday, but I would not wait till Friday to do that. Once you finish it, it will allow you to do corrections, and the corrections are not due by Friday, but you have to do the first 10 by Friday, your first go around. The corrections I think I have due for Tuesday of the next week. So with the corrections, you can get your score back up to 100. If you do the corrections and maybe your test score goes from 60 to 80 and you're not happy with the 80, you can actually retry the test corrections, but you have to tell me to reset them. And if you do it that way, that is fine, but it's not going to let you just redo the 2 that you missed. It's going to make you redo the 4 that you missed if you started off with the 60. So, but that's an option for you. But the main thing is, I saw that there's like 4 people who haven't started it yet, so I don't know what the late penalty would be, but for a test, you don't want any late score there. So if you haven't started that yet, bump that to the top of your list.
Can we take these?
Oh, no, mock exams I need back. Make sure both pages, I would put your name on the front of each one in case you leave them on the desk somewhere, and then they need to go in your folder back here. So a couple people at a time can start putting them away, and then go sit back down so you get out of everybody's way and they can put theirs up. You may not keep your mock exams. They have to stay in order.